Hey, let me show you how I made that fancy little grain chute attachment for the Victoria mill. It was easy, took less than $8. I only used 10 snips and a drill. Let's go. Oh, one more thing. I made a big mistake in this build. See if you can catch it before I did. Took me too long.
All right, this is the little prototype that we're going to rebuild today. I built this cardboard chute a couple weekends ago because I wanted to make it easier to grind large batches of corn. This grain mill is made as a countertop grinder, like for a kitchen. You know, if you're doing a couple of cups of cornmeal, this is perfect for it. But as a distiller, you know, maybe I want 20 pounds of ground corn. It's a little small for that. But with a few modifications, this thing works very well. And so I made this chute out of cardboard just as a prototype, just to see if it would work well. And it does work well. So today I'm going to build this out of metal. And I'm going to do it as cheap as I can do it and as easy as I can do it, so that, you know, anyone can do it. Let's get into it.
All right, so I made this out of 4 pieces of cardboard. Now, when I make it out of the metal one, I'm going to have a 5th piece that'll be a top. But when I was making this cardboard one, I didn't feel like I really had to have the top to know for sure. I just threw a towel over it. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this back apart and talk about the pieces.
Now, the first piece that I made was the piece that goes right up against it and mounts to it. And how I did this was I had to find this diameter, these diameters right here. And I just did that by searching for round things that fit right. I had left my compass on the job site, and so I didn't have it. And so here's what I ended up finding. So it mounts right here. I found this cottage cheese Tupperware deal that just fits just right for that inside diameter. And then this is the hopper that I made for it. Actually, it goes on the other piece, but this is just a I don't know, a jug that is you know, Super 7 matrix digestive enzymes, whatever. But this is the perfect size that I wanted for the outside diameter. And so I used, what I did first is I drew these 2 circles. You can see the outer circle there, and then I cut those out, and then I just had to make these notches where it would just fit in right here, and the little mount screws would go through there. So that was the first piece I did. And once you've got this piece, all the other pieces are pretty easy. So this is the opposite side of that piece, and I just traced it off of that one. Oh, wait a minute, let me go back. So I also wanted to make the chute, you know, taper it down a little bit and make it a certain length. But the reason it's this length is because the cardboard that I was using to make this out of was that wide. And so that's how long I made it. Now, this isn't long enough. So when I make the metal one, I'm going to extend it down a little bit more. I want it just a little bit longer. So we'll do that when we trace this onto the metal that we're going to use. And then you've got, I had to measure the depth. How deep did I want it to go? And I just did that by measuring this piece here, because this piece has to fit inside. So I measured from here out to here, and I don't remember what that measurement was. You'll just have to measure yours yourself. But it came out to this. So those are the side pieces, and then to do the side pieces, I just measured. Actually, it was the same width cardboard as this was, and measured the width of it, and that's how long I cut it. It doesn't come all the way over, and that leaves a cap because you're going to want a removable top, because you're going to have to get into it to undo those little thumb bolts to take it on and off. So let me just show you how we're going to trace this out. We're going to cut it. The great thing about this is all you need is something to cut the metal that you're going to build it out of. I'm building mine out of some flashing metal, and so I just need some like tin snips, some metal snips. It's the only tool you need, because we're not going to drill holes, we're not going to build tabs, because we're just going to use heat and air tape, duct tape, not the metal duct tape, to tape it all together. And it's going to hold, that metal duct tape holds really well. Now, we could make this even stronger, and we could drill holes and use rivets, or we could use bolts, or we could fold over tabs and we could seal it. There's a lot of ways we could do it, but I wanted to build this in such a way that just, you know, anybody can make it, no special tools. You don't have to go out and buy, rivet gun or anything like that, or a metal brake to get all the folds just right. So we're just using tin snips and tape. All we got to do now is make a cover for this so corn isn't flying everywhere, or whatever kind of grain you're using.
So I don't know what happened here, but my volume on my mic was off or something. But what I'm doing is showing you that I've painted it gray and I installed a bolt so that the lid can stay closed. When you want it closed, you can open it up when you need to make adjustments on the meal on the inside. And so I told you that that I made a mistake, and here's the mistake. If you look at the template, there's the inner hole, and that is so that it can mount to the mill. I don't have an inner hole. Dadgummit. So now I gotta go make a hole, and I'll be right back.